Hello, it's Mary Mackenburg-Mohn. I wanted to record a video to orient you to this course and to the syllabus. This is course number DNPU705, Health Risk and Crisis Communication, and it's also cross-referenced as an HRCC course number 661. I'm going to go through the syllabus briefly and the assignments, and we'll talk a little bit about my expectations for the course. So the course description is there, and the objectives are there. There is no prerequisites for this course except your admission to the program. My contact information is listed at the bottom, and it is correct and current. You can text me at my cell phone as well. However, please include your name so that I recognize the message or know who you are. I also have a Skype access that you can get me at, and that is listed on the top of page 2. The graphic syllabus is there for your review. Please take a look at that. That's what we'll be going through week by week. We will. This course does not have any synchronous requirements at all. It's completely online. And there are 2 required texts. The first is this one, Health Risk and Health Risk Messages. This is actually a very easy to read text. I think it's. I found it very interesting, and I'm sure you will have no trouble getting through that one. The second text is this one, Crisis Communication, and I have to say that I was a little surprised because when I got the book I thought, oh, this looks kind of dry, but actually I'm really enjoying this text as well. So those are the 2 required texts. There are some other things identified as useful materials, and I honestly have not taken a look at those. This is my first time teaching the course, so I'm learning along with you. For your grades for this course, there are just three assignments due, as well as a weekly post of some kind, which we'll get to. The first assignment is called the Analysis of Fear Messages. It's worth 300 points. We'll talk about all of these in more detail. The second one is Fear Research and the Marketing Mix. That's also a paper worth 300 points, or an assignment worth 300 points. And then your final course artifact is a Proactive Crisis Communication Plan, and that's worth 400 points. And we'll talk about that in just a minute as well. I think the rest of the course syllabus is pretty standard. There is a course outline with your weekly reading assignments and your participation assignments. So each week there is either a discussion board or a wiki post that is due, and the questions are written right in your course outline, and you can take a look at those. Your first written assignment is due on September 15th, and we'll talk about that in just a minute. I'm actually going to skip to Appendix B now, and we'll talk about the assignments. Your first assignment is the Analysis of Fear Messages, and this is a paper. This is a 5-page paper, and you are to take any health communication in the public domain today and analyze how fear messaging is being used in contemporary media. Now, once you start reading your text, this book talks a lot about what fear messaging is, so I know this probably doesn't make sense yet unless you started reading. But once you've read that text, this assignment is going to make a lot more sense. So when it says take any health communication campaign, think about things that are interesting to you. Breast cancer, HIV, smoking, drinking, whatever the health risk behavior is, and then pick the campaign to look at that and analyze. This is worth 300 points. The grading rubric is there. It's only 5-page paper, double-spaced. Oh, 1.5 line spacing. It does need to be APA formatted and is due to me on September 15th. You can look at the rubric there. Now, Appendix C is the next assignment, the second assignment. This is due on September 28th, and this is a Fear Research and Marketing Mix. That's the name of it. So you are to take either a health topic of your interest, or if you can't think of one that you're interested in, the H1N1 flu pandemic, or any current health risk like pertussis or measles or something that's actively going on in the community. You could also talk about hurricanes or earthquakes, and those are both current. Here's your a scenario. You are to stand before Kathleen Sebelius, the Secretary of the Department of Health and Human Services, to ask for federal funding for your state. You need to effectively implement a messaging campaign in your home state on your chosen topic, and you have 5 minutes to make your presentation. So that's your scenario. You are asking for federal funding for a health topic of your interest. Now, how you want to do this assignment is completely up to you. There's 3 formats that you can choose. You could do a video, you can do a PowerPoint, or you could do a written paper. I really encourage you to do a video. I know that you did a video for your innovations class, so I know you know how to do them. And I would really like to see you take the video option. For those of you that are having difficulty or get frustrated writing in APA formatting, I think this is a really nice option for you. So your video needs to be between 3 and 5 minutes, and you can post your link to that. You can do the PowerPoint, and I didn't specify a slide. Well, no more than 6. We'll say no more than 6 slides, or a file that's not more than 5 megabytes. So keep that in mind, not a real big one. You could use VoiceOver with that. Finally, your last option is a written paper, and I do expect that to be an APA format. It needs to be at least 5 pages. In addition to that written paper, you need to have a handout that you would give to Kathleen Sebelius during your presentation. The grading rubric is the same regardless of the format that you choose to do your final project in. Again, or this project in. Again, I really encourage the video. So this is due September 28th. Oh, and I forgot to mention when I started that I'm recording this in my office in the new Immersive Learning Center on campus. So that's pretty exciting. We're moving in today on August 29th. All right, and then finally, let's go back to Appendix A and talk about your artifact for this course. I think when we talk about your artifact for the course right now, it's not going to make a lot of sense to you until you get started with some of your readings. But you are to develop a proactive crisis communication plan for a health topic of your interest, or the H1N1 pandemic. Use the same topic for this final assignment that you use for assignment 2. And you are going to develop a proactive crisis communication plan for your chosen subject matter should an outbreak or pandemic occur at your place of work, your state, or the national level. And again, this could be other things. It could be the hurricane, it could be the flood, it could be those kinds of things as well. The things that you need to cover are listed in the bullet points, and this is a formal academic paper, APA format. It needs to be 10 pages in length, not inclusive of the bibliography, 1.5 line spacing. The grading rubric is there, and this is due the last week of the course, or excuse me, the last day of the course. And I bet I forgot to look and see when that is. October 19th, and that will be submitted through the course Blackboard site. Now, a couple things about assignments. Number 1, I expect them to be on time, and if you can't get them in on time, and there's people popping into my office now, if you can't get them in on time, I need to hear from you ahead of time. I'm always very, very flexible with your assignment deadlines, but if there's something that comes up, let me know ahead of time. I'm not as flexible when I hear about it after the fact and I get an email 2 days later that your assignment wasn't in and you need an extension. I always set a drop-dead deadline for my courses, and that is the date by which everything absolutely has to be completed. The drop-dead deadline for this course is October 23rd, so absolutely everything needs to be in to me by October 23rd. If you're not able to get everything in by that date, then